Hi, I'm Bonnie Lynn Linky, your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and welcome to my studio. Today I am going to make a card using the new online exclusive that is available March 5th, Latte Love. And oh man, is this one ever great? And we'll go over the paper and all in just a minute. Couple things I want to tell you first. I am still working on my getting to do lives. I almost did a Facebook Live today, but I chickened out. But I have a good excuse. Yes, it does satisfy me to have a good excuse. My husband's really sick, and in case he needed me, I wanted to be able to stop and not be interrupted. So he's undergoing cancer treatment. Today was, I mean, this past Wednesday was the end of his sixth cycle. And weekends, especially after the end of a cycle, is always really hard on him. So I totally expected this today. So I don't do classes or anything on the Saturdays after the end of his treatments. And this is why. So I feel for him. But he's in sleeping right now, and hopefully he stays asleep for a while. Okay, and next, if you like my video, please give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment. I do try to answer the comments. I do appreciate them, and it gets my video up further in the feeds where they will show up. So I appreciate that. And also, down in the remarks that I make on the cards, I do put the paper sizes. I give you a link to my website so that you can go there and print out the directions, or else you can save it as a PDF. And I also have a link that will take you right to, I'm sorry, my chair, the back of it, it's a swivel and the back was off center. Um, it has a link that will take you where you can sign up directly for my emails. And the reason why it's important to get my emails, because I'm now doing online classes, and in about another week, I'll have my first sign up for the Zinnia, Simply Zinnia stamp set, which is an online exclusive that's available March 5th. And I just am going to switch to this camera for a second. And this is one of the cards right here. Isn't that cool? I love this stamp set. I love flowers. I don't always love making cards with flowers, but I love this stamp set. And I used Stampin' blends for doing this. If you don't have blends, you don't like coloring with them, you can watercolor by using the ink from your ink pads. You can also use the Stampin' blends, not the blends, but the pen, I forget what they're called, and you pick up the ink and then you color it in. You can use your watercolor pencils. And instead of using water on them, if you use Gamasol with a Q-tip, that will blend your colors really good too. And I love coloring, so I enjoyed really doing this one. And there will be pictures and there will be good instructions. And on like this card, I will have a short video available so that I can just show you how to put it together real quick. It's very simple, but I do a short video just showing you anything that I think you may not understand in my directions, my PDFs, so that we get it right. And this one, we just stamped the picture. We use daubers to color the stamp, and this is heat emboss. But if you don't want to heat emboss, you can stamp it in a darker color if you want to use this piece of paper right here, or you can use white and then stamp it in like Flirty Flamingo. And you will get one tag of each color in case you don't heat emboss and want to stamp it in ink so that it will show up on the white. I do all the die cutting for you. I do the embossing because this is the Xenia embossing folder, the new one that's available. So I do that. Like on this one, this is heat emboss, this rose, but you can stamp it and just cut it out too. But I do cut out the flower and then you stamp on it and heat emboss it. In case you don't have the stamp set, you didn't get the bundle, I do at least give you the flower so that you can stamp on it. And you'll get at least a half a pack of designer series paper. I haven't figured out the price yet or exactly what all you're getting, but I know you'll get at least a half a pack of designer series paper and the embellishments that come with it. And then this one here is, this is 2 of the dies. So your flowers will be cut out. Your leaves are cut out. This is one of the everyday dies underneath there. Everything is cut out for you. So it's, you just get to enjoy putting it together and doing all your stamping. And this one, now that's 5 cards. There is a 6th card that it's designed in my head. It's just not on the cardstock yet. So, but that will get done later today. Okay, let's see. And what else? So the signups will be out on that one. Let's see. This comes out. So probably the end of February, probably about the 28th or so, maybe the 27th. And also, when you get this, I have a sale going on, and there's a link in the remark also for that. And it's if you order from me right now, $50 minimum order, you'll get 4 of my cards that I've made. You will get 20 pieces of 6x6 designer series paper, and it's a variety pack of different designer series papers. And you will also get an embellishment from me, a sparkly embellishment. So, and you need to use that link to order, or else put in the host code. And I do send out an email announcing this. So you get that embellishment with also with the host code, but it's already in the link and will take you right to my page. And let's see. And again, you can also sign up for my emails at bonniestamps.com. That's my website. And I'm on Facebook. If you do cards, especially ones that I've made and you've seen in the video, even if you don't purchase from me, go on and take a picture and put it on my Facebook page so we can see it and enjoy it, and everybody can enjoy it. I'd appreciate that. So, all right. So let's see. We are going to use the stamp set here, Latte Love, and let's see. The designer series paper. Okay. This designer series paper, I love the stamp set. I am not a coffee drinker. So some of you may be surprised to hear I love this stamp set, but it is great. I've drank 1 cup of coffee in my life. That's when I was in the Air Force. And that was one too many. Everybody in my family drinks coffee. And I grew up, everybody drank it. I have 6 siblings. My parents did. But okay, let's look at this paper real quick because it is fantastic. This will cut out with the dies. So you have all these coffee cups to use in your card making. And look at this. Isn't that neat? Coffee rings. Okay, let's see. Coffee beans with a plaid. Now these, let me see. This cup should cut out without any problems. These other 2, I haven't cut it out yet, the yellow one, but I know it will, whoops, I apologize. I touched that and I got the lines back on. But I know it will cut out without any problems. And then you can fussy cut those. And then there's the back side, which is just mini coffee cups with the spoons. This is a splotch piece, and there is a splotch stamp in it that looks kind of like this, not as big though. And look at that. I love that. Lost Lagoon. This is the piece that we're using today. And the back side, just as gorgeous. This is what my coffee looks like if I make it. Nobody allows me to make coffee in our coffee pot. My husband doesn't drink coffee anymore either. But if one of the kids are visiting or something, they make their own coffee. And they said, Mom, you make lousy coffee. What do you expect? I don't drink it. I don't know how. So, and then the coffee beans. And when I teach my card classes, I've told the ladies I have coffee pot and they can make coffee when they come over. I'll get everything out. And they just usually bring a big cup, insulated cup with them when they come. So that's the paper. It is fabulous. And also you have different of the art that, they make on top of your lattes and stuff on there. So fabulous. This is the stamp set, the cup, top view. These here, you stamp inside this cup. This little piece right up there is to, these two here, you stamp inside this cup. And then this one here, you stamp on this one. Here's the splotch I was telling you about, some coffee beans. This is a piece of steam, a single coffee bean, the spoon. So we're going to give some of these a try, and I'll show you the card that we're going to do. Here we go. Hello there, let's catch up. And I colored this with Stampin' Blends. I know I could have cut them out of the designer series paper, but I wanted to show you how I color it. And then the inside, did something a little bit different. I used the Everyday Detail rectangular die to cut out my white cardstock, and then I just stamped the spoon and the beans and colored them. So, okay, let's get started. I'm going to get this pad up there. When coloring with Stampin' Blends, you don't want to color on paper because then you can't blend because it will soak through the paper and absorb the ink, and then you just can't blend it. Now, I'm not going to color both of these completely because my hand is swollen. My arthritis flared up yesterday. So I'm going to be very careful. I just want to show you some tips and tricks. Okay. When I want something to be dark, because they give us two colors, I wish there was a third color in here that was even lighter than this one, than the light one, but there's not. This is my light smoky slate, and see, I want this area real dark down here. So I'm putting my light smoky slate there. And I leave my caps loose when I'm coloring because I'm going back and forth. So I don't want to have to be pulling them. And then I take my dark, and this is Boho Blue. And I stamp these. I know you're only supposed to use Stampin' Blends with Memento ink. So I stamped these actually last night because I wanted to make sure the ink was good and dry because it is the regular ink. It's not the Memento ink, so it could blur. So I did stamp these ahead of time. Or no, I stamped them today. I apologize for that. Okay, and then where these dark little lines are, I'm just going to take my smoky slate and make a couple little lines. I'm going to make it a little bit darker right in this area too. And I do color upside down. I move my paper around. Now I'm going to take my dark. I'm not using my light yet. And I'm going to go along this back rim in certain areas because I just want it to have some difference in color. And I'm going over the area where I had put the smoky slate. And now down here, I'm just taking no smoky slate on this upper part. I'm just taking it along that one handle. And then now I'm going to take my light Boho Blue. And I know I just put that one back on tight, which is really a shame. And I'm not going all the way though. I'm leaving a little bit of white, and you can leave that there, or else I'm going to show you another trick you can do too. But for this, I'm just going to go ahead and take my light Boho Blue and finish filling in this rim. And if I want it to have more depth and color variation, I'll just take my either my dark or my light again and go over it some more. So here we go. Just like so. Okay. Now if I want it to, let's say, oh, I think it needs to be a little bit darker, like right up in here, then I come back with my dark. And I put it up there. Just like that. And then sometimes I'll come back with the light again and go over it just to help it blend in. Just like that. Okay. And as you can see, the ink is soaking through, so that means it's blending. And that's a good thing. Okay, now for my coffee cup, the full one, I want the inside to be real dark of the handle. So I'm taking my smoky slate all the way up it. I also want the bottom of my cup to be dark. So I'm taking that at the bottom, and then I'm taking this, just like so. I'm going to put a dark look over there because I'm sure there's some shadow. This is kind of like my shading. I'm going to take that all the way to the edge on this one. And a little bit on this upper part right there. Okay. Now I'm going to take my dark boho blue. I'm going to go over all of that gray. And let me see, do I have the piece? I did a piece, and maybe this will help you understand if you can see it. This side right here, this is where I put down the light smoky slate first. This is the dark boho blue, and this is the light. And can you see the difference in the colors? That's how you can get 3 different colors. And your light smoky slate is a good one to use. Sometimes I'll use the light balmy blue instead of the smoky slate, just depending what I'm looking for and what's handy. Okay, and we're going to take that up. And then I'm going to take this all the way kind of over right there. And I know I didn't quite go to the edge. I'm going to put some light over top it. I'm coloring this cup handle all the way. And then I'm going to put a little bit of dark just right up here. Right down at the bottom here. And then I want some dark going up like this. And I'm going to bring some dark down from the top right here too. Maybe we are going to color it all the way in. And then I'm going to put a little bit of dark right there. Okay. Now I'm going to take my light. I'm going to finish coloring this top ring in. I'm going to bring it down like so. And I'm going to go over the very edge of the dark. And now I'm going to go over, take the light all the way up on the side, just the edge. Can you see that good? Okay, now I'm bringing the light completely over my dark, because that's how I'm going to blend it. That's how we blend. And I'm going to go up like so. There we go. Okay, now you see I left some in there. Oh, and I got to do my handle. Oops, I didn't mean to make it that. Okay. I'm going to take this block here, and I'm going to put some dark boho blue on it. Now I'm going to take my blender pen. I don't have the Stampin' Up! Blender pen because I already had my Copics, and I'm going to pick up some of this blue. Can you see that on the tip there? Let me see. There we go. It's kind of, there we go. Okay, now I'm going to take that, and I'm going to very lightly I'm going to fill in these white spots. I think I'm going to put some light boho blue on top of that. That's a little bit darker than what I wanted, so should have probably put it next to it, but that's okay. I could take my blender pen tip directly to my either light or dark blending pen, but I didn't want to do that. It's easier if you just put it on a block. If you don't have an extra block handy, you can put it on, the sheets that are covering our photopolymer stamps, the thicker piece that's kind of like your window sheets. You can use that. Acetate is what it is. You can use that too. Okay, I'm gonna fill this in a little bit more. Now we could have also used light balmy blue. It's a little bit, it gives it, light balmy blue has a little bit of a green shade. Now if you don't, okay, and then you want to clean this off afterwards to get the ink out of it. Now if you want to, if you don't like the way that looks, I'm just going to take, this is hopefully my light, yes. And I'm going to bring that down some. I'm just going over it again, and that's okay. You can do that. And I know I just went over the part I did. That's okay. But when it dries, and you can see it now, how you have all different shades of boho blue in there. Because I went back a second time over it, and that darkened it up. Now, if I want this even darker, like over here, I can go ahead and do that. If I want this side a little bit darker. So I did that. And you say, oh, that's too dark. Then I'm just going to take my boho blue and just kind of blend in that edge some. There we go. I'm happy with that. And then I'm going to take this here where I had left this little white space. I'm just going to fill that in with a little bit of color, just like so. Okay, and that is how you color it and get a lot of different colors and some shading on it. Let's see, I left that cap off. So next we are going to stamp in here. So these are photopolymer stamps. So we're going to take and put our pad underneath here. And let me grab a couple blocks. And we got the heart. We'll do the heart. One right there. And then we also need this. And then I use Pecan Pie ink for this. Now this is a new stamp pad, so it is pretty dark. And we're just gonna stamp that right in there like so. There we go. And we're gonna put this one in here like so. Whoops, I got that one kind of low, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. And you say, well, Bonnie, I don't like all of that white showing. Well, guess what? Neither do I. So we're going to take our dark Pecan Pie blend, and we're just going to fill it in. Now, if I had centered this more in the cup, it would have been a little bit better. And I just be real careful there going around that. Okay, and then, yeah, just take your blend and color it in. It's just that simple. And I hope you guys can hear me okay. I think my mic was on. If not, I'll be redoing this. Okay, and just okay, and then you would die cut it out with the coordinating dies, which is what I have right here. It'd be this die right here and this one right here. And these are coffee presses and everything. So I'm hoping in this next week is to make a series of 4 or 5 cards and offer a class on the Latte Love too, and have it available to sign up before the 1st of March. More like the 5th of March is what I'm aiming for. So, okay, we would now cut that out. And here we go. I have mine cut out right there. So now we can assemble our card. And I'm going to whoops, I dropped my ribbon that I'm using. Okay, let's see. So our card base is Pecan Pie. I'm going to fold it on the score line. It's an 8.5 by 5.5 scored at 4 1/4. This is a piece of Petal Pink. Now, I'm a little odd. I don't like to do the 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. I like going, and I don't like doing 5 1/4 by 4. I like going 5 5/16 by 4 1/16. To me, that's the perfect amount showing on each side. So if you don't like my measurements, use what you like. But that's why I do those measurements. I just think I get exactly what I want when I do it that way. And I don't want to cut back anymore from the designer series paper. I'm going to move my glue right over here. Yes, I'm using glue. It's much easier when you have arthritis and it's flared up really bad. Okay, so there's that. And now we're going to use this gorgeous designer series paper. Of course, we're not going that way because the hearts are going the wrong way. Well, they're hearts, but they're swirls. I almost had to go that way because I almost put ink on the wrong side. So yeah. Who would have ever thought I'd start becoming a lover of green glue? But actually, I think maybe the seal is easier for me to use than having to squeeze the glue right now. Okay. There we go. We just put that on like so. And then we want to take this piece, and I need to bring out my Stampin' pad again because we need to stamp on here the coffee bean. I almost forgot all about that. So let me grab the coffee bean stamp and a little tiny block, just like so. And you just want to just stamp it wherever you want to. And I'm not, quite sure where the cup is going to end up at, so, but they're just random stamps. And that's okay. All right, I'm happy with that. And set that off. We're going to be using it again in a minute. And let's see. And then we want to take, we want to adhere this piece of ribbon down like so. And I'll try the glue. I used tear and tape yesterday, but I just know that I'm not going to get tear and tape to work with my hand right now. There we go. I'm just going to take that. This is a 5.5 inch piece of ribbon. I'm just putting it right across the middle. This is part of the suite of products. They do have it as a suite if you want to get the suite. And yes, the glue does come up some through there, but that's okay. Okay, so now we can get rid of that pad for a moment. And we're going to find my dimensionals. I don't want the minis. I want the regular ones. And I don't have them over here. I forgot to put them over here. What I like doing is taking the foam pads and cutting it into pieces and using those because it goes faster and it's easier to do. And I like my dimensionals. And I like to make sure when I'm milling something that it's going to get there without being completely flat. So here we go. Almost got all of these off. Okay. Now I just want to put this, put it back in the camera, right down across the middle. Just like so. And then we're going to take these and pop them up. I'm going to put this one up at the top. Put some dimensionals on it. And let's see, just put it like that. And then on a coffee cup, and you could stamp a design on there too. If you have like a tiny heart or something, you could stamp it in red on there. That would look good. And I actually meant to use a couple. I'm going to move that one because this is going to hit on the ribbon. So I rather have minis up there. I should have did the same for right there too, because I think it's just a cleaner look. And I'm going to put one right there to hold the handle up. Oops. I'm sorry if that wasn't, I wasn't looking at the screen to see if that was on there or not. And man, I'm just having a hard time here getting these off. Okay, and then I'm going to put this. It's kind of like so. But yeah, a heart would have looked good right in the middle of that. I should have found a little heart stamp and stamped a heart in the middle of that. Okay, and then we need, I cut a spoon with the spoon die right there. I cut a spoon out. And I'm just going to use a couple glue dots to put that on. We can use a little bit of glue. So I'm just going to take a tiny bit of glue, put that on there. The reason why I like glue dots is because it just kind of elevates it off a little bit too. And I like that. There we go. And also you don't get glue on. I cut this out of foil. So that's another reason to use glue dots when you're working with foil. Okay, now we need to do our greeting. So this is a 2.5 by 3/4 inch piece of Petal Pink. And we're going to do hello there. Let's catch up. And I like to lay my stamps down usually and go like that. We're going to use the Pecan Pie. And I'll try not to get my head in the camera. See if I can get it somewhat straight. I'm going to hold it in place for 5 seconds. Hey, that's pretty straight. Okay, and then we're going to use more dimensionals. You said that's overkill, Bonnie? Probably is. Oh well. It's not going to fall off in the mail. Or whoever you give it to. Okay, and I got to make sure that I have them right there. Oh, I didn't use dimensionals when I put this on before. I used, I think I just glued it on or used a piece of tape. So either way, I think I like it better being flat. So yeah, I don't think I would use dimensionals again to do that one. I just put it on there flat. Okay, and now we need some of these really cool, they're called adhesive back swirl dots. Let's see, what color should we use? You know, I think we're going to use, I want to use the lighter ones. So we're going to put one there. What do you think? Another one up here. And we'll put another one right there. Matter of fact, I may even take this off later and put it down flat. Okay, the front is all done. So now let's do the inside real quick. And for that, you know, with a card like this, you don't really want to, hello there, let's catch up. I didn't really want to put a greeting on the inside. So what I did, and I showed you where I stamped these really cool, I die cut the cool shape. I really like that. I took, let's see, let me close up my Pecan Pie because I am done with that. I took some basic gray. And I got my paper on my pad, and I just put the stamp there. And yes, we are going to color it in real quick. And then I took Early Espresso, and I realized I already got Pecan Pie on here, but I'm not worried about mixing it. And I'm going to just stamp a thing of beans. Okay, now let's color this real quick. Get these two stamps out of my way. So I'm going to take my dark gray, or smoky slate, I'm sorry. I'm going to do the edge of this handle that's down below, just like that. I'm going to do the back part of the spoon, the bowl of the spoon, just like so. And then I'm going to come and I'm just going to take my light smoky slate and color all the rest of it. Just that fast and easy. And then over here, I'm back to using Pecan Pie. And this is my dark. So I'm going to take, where this one is underneath the one bean, I'm going to do that part right there in the dark. I'm going to do the middle of that bean dark, same here. And where this one's underneath the top one, I'm going to just kind of do right around the edges. And then the same where this one is underneath that, just like so. A little bit in the middle there. Okay. And then I'm just going to take my light Pecan Pie and finish them up nice and fast. Don't think too much about it. And there we go. That part is done. We'll take our glue. And we'll put this inside here. Now, I didn't do an envelope. I totally forgot. I will do one and have it on my website. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a piece of designer series paper and put it on the flap. That sounds like a good deal to me. All right. Now, when you sign up for my classes, there will be a link where you can do some add-ons, and the bundle will be one of the add-ons you can get. But like this one would come with paper, ribbon, and embellishments. And then all the cardstock and everything that you need, all die cut. And if it requires any regular embossing, no stamping at all, but any embossing or anything, I will cut it out for you. I do not fussy cut out the cups for you, or die cut like these cups out for you of your designer series paper, because I don't know which ones you want. So I leave that up to you to do. But I do as much of the preparations that I can do, and I do score all my cards for you in advance too. So if you have any questions, please let me know. And I really appreciate you joining me today for this, and I hope you liked it. And don't forget to leave me a thumbs up and comments. I appreciate it, and have a blessed week, and I will see you next week. Thank you much. Bye.